competing in such a Christian atmosphere. Like she said, my name is Brandy Middleton, and I competed and won Mrs. Tennessee International. In 5 weeks, I leave to go compete at International for the title of Mrs. International. So please keep me in your prayers. Been working really, really hard. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about my backstory, and then I'm going to teach you about my Crowning Confidence program, because this can be used for anybody, any age, and for any area of your life that you're wanting to improve on yourself. So I had a great career in the field of aesthetics at a spa here in Memphis for 13 years. Then I got married and had a baby. After we had our son, I had to make the tough decision to leave my job. That job was my identity, and nobody really prepares us for what's it like to immediately be thrown into motherhood at all. Like, you read all the books about what to do with the baby, but nobody's taught what happens to us as a woman. So I lost my identity when I left the job, and I developed severe postpartum depression, bad anxiety. I grew up as a Christian. That time period, it was about 3 years of my life after my son was born, I felt dark, demonic, did not feel God at all. Even though I knew He was there, I just felt so far away from Him, just in so much turmoil mentally. And I had battled 3 different types of eating disorders. I was anorexic in high school and almost died. Then I was bulimic, and then in my early 20s it developed into dieting and then compulsive eating. When I got pregnant with my son, it developed into severe food addiction, compulsive eating. That first year of my son's life, I missed out on his life because I didn't have any desire to live. So my mom and my husband literally raised my son the first year of his life. And it wasn't until he was 4 years old that I started having heart problems. And I went and got an EKG done. It came back bad. My stress test, treadmill test, came back bad. And they said, we need to go send you for an echocardiogram. After I had my echocardiogram, the doctor came in and said, if you do not lose weight, you're not going to live to see your son grow up, because I was about almost 300 pounds. That's how bad my addiction had gotten, because I was just trying to numb everything with food. I came home and I decided I'm going to do something about this. Nobody can change it but me. God can only take us so far. We have to meet Him in the middle. And I decided that day I'm going to get back in my faith, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I grew up in the pageant world, and somebody taught me a long time ago that you can't win everything in life, but you can be the best version of yourself. And that means to find the crown inside of your heart. That thought came into my mind when I was coming up with this plan, because I knew I had to hold myself accountable. So I came up with a 5-step system. I started implementing it in my life. People started seeing a transformation in me and asking me, what are you doing? I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to help other women who are hurting too, because I had so many women approach me and tell me what's happening in their life. I then partnered up with Celebrate Recovery, which is a great Christian-based program, and many people think it's just for chemical dependency, and it's not. 2 out of 3 go because of food addiction, hurts, habits, hang-ups, grief, loss of a job, divorce. So I started doing that too to help heal myself. So I'm going to teach you these 5 steps that completely transformed my life. I've taught it to over 10,000 people so far. And so I'm really excited to share these with you. So they're really simple, but they're so effective. And this can be for any area of your life. As women, what I'm seeing a lot of, and I know for me, everything in my life rooted from lack of confidence. As women, I hear that over and over again. And I sit back and I watch the women who are very successful in life, and I'm like, what is the common denominator here? And it's confidence. So if you truly have confidence in who you are and who God says you are, you can overcome anything in your life and be the best version of yourself. So the first step to finding the crown inside of your heart is personal development. Has anybody ever heard of personal development before? Okay, this is something I learned in my career. And I said, I'm going to start doing this every day. So every day I would wake up and I would learn how to have a positive mindset. And I would do that by reading the Bible, by getting on YouTube and listening to TED Talks. It's TED Talks. It's very motivational. And you can do that when you're driving. But I spend at least 10 to 15 minutes. I strongly suggest doing it in the morning, because every day is not going to be rainbows and unicorns. You're going to have obstacles come up. You're going to have, for my little ones, you're going to have maybe somebody in your class that's not nice to you, and you don't want it to ruin your day. So that's how you your mindset right. The second step is affirmations. This is a big one. As women and young girls, we have about 5,000 to 6,000 thoughts that run through our mind every day, and most of them are negative, self-negative thoughts. And God teaches us that there's life in the power of the tongue, right? So if our mind is saying all these negative things about us, who do you think that's coming from? Because it's not coming from God. But a lot of women and a lot of men and boys and girls believe what they think. And when you believe what you think, you're going to become what you think. So in order to stop the negative thought pattern, because I had it really bad, I had to put a stop to it. And so it's speaking affirmations. I took what Scripture said and said, I'm going to speak over myself life. So when a negative thought came into my mind, I said to myself, nope. And you have to say it out loud. I am worthy. I am enough. I am successful. I am going to be fill in the blank. The third thing is a journal technique. And I knew I had to do a goal-setting journal technique in order for me to overcome my obstacles. So what I did at night, I got a pretty journal, and I would write down 5 things that I wanted to do the next day. Now, for me, it was my health. I knew I needed to get healthy, so I wrote down 5 things that I was going to do the next day for myself. And I did not go to bed until all those were checked off. And then I did the same thing. I would write 5 things for the next day. And that's how I broke the habit of food addiction. That's how I started getting healthy and making better choices. You can use that for any area. If that's where you want to get stronger in your faith, you can do that. If you want to be a better daughter or son to your parents, you can do that. If you want to be a better wife, a better husband, anything, you can write down a goal. Because when you do that, you are holding yourself accountable and making yourself self-pride and self-trustworthy, because when you grow up, you're not always going to have your parents telling you what to do or a teacher. You're going to have to learn how to be responsible for yourself. And if you start it now, you are going to be so responsible when you start becoming a teenager, okay? Now, the fourth thing is you're going to all pretend like you're in a pageant. You're going to get a piece of paper out, and this is something you can do for homework. You're going to write down every area of your life. So it start with your faith, your health, how you are as a friend, how you are as a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, friendships, job, everything. Write it down on your piece of paper, and you're going to score yourself from a 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being not the best. You're going to look to see how you rank it. Because we can't, if you want to completely transform yourself, you can't change everything about yourself in one day, but you can start with the one thing that is holding you back in life and bothering you. Now, the fifth thing is so fun, and it's a vision board and a strategy plan. I'm all for visualization because God gives His dreams in our hearts, and we have to visualize it. So for me, looking at that scale, that was a lot of weight I had to lose to get healthy. And I made a vision board for myself. I said, where am I going to be in a year from now? What do I want? I had this on there. I said, I want to be in another pageant. I want to be healthy for my son. I made a vision board. Pinterest is amazing. You can find pictures on Pinterest. There's an app called Vision Board app. And whatever you want out of life, you're going to put it in front of you. You can make it a poster board or put it on your screensaver. When you have a bad day, when you're having those negative thoughts, you're going to look at that and remember, this is your why, this is why I'm doing this. Because your visions will become reality. Because every night for the past year, getting ready for this pageant, I would lay in bed and think about what it was going to feel like when they called my name out. What it was going to feel like when they put that crown on my head. And it happened. And I prayed the whole time up there on stage, and God was with me, and I felt Him. And you just pray and align your will with God's, and He will bless you beyond measure if you follow His dream. And I love what you said about we were already born that way. And I love that, so thank you for that. And then after you do your vision board, you got to come up with a strategy. So the one thing that you scored yourself lowest on, that's what you need to start working on. So what are some of the baby steps that you can do? For me, for health-wise, I had to start exercising. I had to give up Cokes. I had to give up the junk food for a while. Things like that, you make it plan for yourself. Write it out and set it as a goal. And those are the 5 steps to truly being the best version of yourself. When you are the best version of yourself, you find true confidence. You find your identity. Nothing can shake you when you find that crown on the side of your heart. Okay? So I'm going to do a fun little game for my little ones. Who can, you don't have to go in detail, but who can tell me the 5 things that I have listed as to find the crown inside of your heart, the 5 steps. Whoever can say it first, raise your hand, because I have a special prize for you. Okay, do you know the 5 steps? What are the 5 steps? Did anybody know the 5 steps? Anybody? No, you're good. I'm going to let you go ahead, have a try.
Like, there's something like negative coming in your mind, like, write it down and get about it.
Almost there. Okay, I'm going to open it up to everybody now. Anybody want to say it?
The first one you had was personal development.
Yep.
And the second one you said we need to have affirmations to
Yes.
let us know who we are. And the third one is to have a journal and write 5 things in there that you want to accomplish or things that you want to do. Okay. Then 4 is write down like areas like about your family, your job, and just different areas that you might, and then rate yourself from 1 to 10. How are you doing in your marriage? How are you doing on your job? How are you doing in your family?
Right.
Okay, so that was number 4. And then number 5 was do a vision board, like whatever you want to accomplish. Like for me, I wanted to retire, I want to have more money, so I might need to put a picture of money on mine.
Yes.
And so just things you want to accomplish. And I guess one thing I would just like to say, a lot of things you said, I've heard before, and it really is stuff you need to work on. But a lot of times when we hear things, we need to hear it again, and then it'll push us toward doing it.
Right. Well, come up here. I have something special for you. Because for me, I'm a vision girl, so I'm going to give you actually a crayon. So every time that I'm going to put it on your head too. This will remind you to find that crown inside of your heart every day. Every day. And if y'all want to, that's what I have a lot of women that come to my class do. They get little bracelets or a ring or a pin that reminds them of that. So I'm going to give you your crayon.
All right.
So you found your crown of confidence today. You're welcome. I do have an online class that's it's got about 600 women in there. It's amazing how God has grown that in the past 3 months. But I have an online class that we hold each other accountable. I go over these steps more in detail. And I have more resources in there if you want to join that. It's on Facebook. It's called Crowning Confidence by Brady Joe. I also have a YouTube channel too that I post a lot of stuff on there as well. And if anybody's suffering with any kind of addiction or just hurt and want to know more about Celebrate Recovery, I can help you find a church. There's over 35,000 churches that have the ministry, and it's international. And I'm so excited to be partnered up with them because it's an amazing program. So, and if you know a family member that's going through something that you feel like you can't help them, just talk to me and we can find the right church with that ministry to put them in, because they normally have classes on Tuesday and Thursday nights. But does anybody have any questions for me? Well, thank you so much for the honor. And for my little ones, remember to always know who you are in Christ and to know your worth, because you're all beautiful and you're all born with a passion and a purpose. And to find that crown inside of here every day, because then you can wear it on your head every day, okay? Okay.